So now the buzz has all calmed down after round one at Rockingham, I want to take this little opportunity to thank everyone who's been watching the vlogs and commenting and subscribing to the YouTube channel. The feedback we've been getting is fantastic, and I really hope that we can keep that going throughout the rest of the season. If there's anything else that you want to be seeing about what we're doing with the LSZ or anything else behind the scenes, make sure that you drop us a comment below, and we'll do the best we can to incorporate that into the next video. So, as many of you are aware, at round one we had a concern about the water pump, and the keen ones amongst you probably on the livery reveal video, you may have heard that little chirp 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 as I was following Steve's car as he is filming me. Luckily it hung on for round one. We didn't end up with coolant all over the track, which was great for us but also great for all the other drivers, because there's nothing worse than having coolant all over a nice dry track. So the new pump has arrived today. We'll do the unbox and we'll do the fitting of that later on in the video. There's also a few other things we want to be doing to the LSZ. One, the prop did come loose, which made my heart sink on the actual practice day, but luckily we tightened that up and got it going again. So we've got new bolts and we'll fit those. We also want to do some realignment on the rear end because we're getting a bit more wear on the inside of the tyre on the driver's side. So we'll be taking a trip down to Ram Racing later on in the week for that one. And there's a few other little jobs and pieces that I'll be taking you through as we're going through the weekend. Another one of the jobs I want to do this weekend is replace this big heavy steel frame that we've got the cooler pack attached to. This is actually separately suspended from the rest of the chassis, but as you can see it's a bit rusty, it's heavy, it's steel. So now we've got the new Artec welder, we're going to be having a go at making an aluminium frame for this one. So here's the old steel frame for the cooler pack. Here's the basic aluminium one for now, all marked up, ready to tack together. So time to get the new Artec 210 Digi welder going, and we'll go from there. So as most of you all know, I'm not exactly an expert at TIG welding. I'm a novice and I'm learning my way. I have to admit the Artec welding set is making that pretty easy for me at the moment. But I have made one additional modification to the welder set itself. As you can see, got a Kit Kat chunky on tap here, which is essential for keeping a steady hand, which is exactly what you need when you're doing TIG welding. So I'll have this, and then we'll set the camera up and do the remaining part of the welding on this. So the basic frame has been made. I'm definitely not going to win any awards for my welding on this occasion, but now it's time to make all the little lugs and stuff to hold the isolators on to keep it on the chassis, and then obviously all the other little ones then to hold the transmission cooler, the radiator and the engine oil cooler. First set of mounting brackets made to hold this to the chassis and to the rubber bobbins so we get a bit of isolation. So let's tack them on. So the bracket's all done. Definitely was my first attempt at aluminium welding, so I'm not going to highlight any of the welds too much. There was also a fair bit of non-family friendly language used, but with the help of Jason Clark a lot, and with the Artec guys on the telephone, I think we're getting it pretty close now, and the actual bracket itself I'm pretty happy with. So here it is. I actually weighed it on my grandmother's scales a minute ago, and it's actually come in exactly half the weight of the steel equivalent, which is over here. So yeah, all the brackets are on for the transmission cooler, engine oil cooler, and then obviously the big ones at the back are for the radiator itself. So yeah, now I need to get it drilled and fitted on. Well, that's it in place, all isolated off. Couple of new rubbers in the corners there, but now just trying to cable tie up some of the pipe work and the cables for the fans, and yeah, see how she gets on at Silverstone. So I've just arrived here at Ram Racing on this fantastic sunny afternoon. Brad is going to have a good look through the LSZ this afternoone, make sure the alignment and the wheels are pointing in the right direction. Hopefully we'll get it on those corner weights as well. So we'll wait for a few other cars, including Brad's own Wildcat and a few of the other machines he has around here, to move out of the way, and then we'll get the LS off and we'll get it on the ramp, see what we can do. So that's got it. So how broken is it, Brad?
Too bad now.
It's not too bad, yeah.
Too bad now.
Yeah, few wayward measurements, but I think that's to be expected, especially after so long since we were last year.
Yeah, and we're running standard from the box. So
That is true. We definitely need to address that in the future, I think.
locking off with
Yeah.
getting different locks together and making it close.
Oh, I can nearly see a green. Oh, and it's gone. The joys of alignment. Let's see the broken car pick. Oh yeah. Cover up the top secret values.
Oh yeah, maybe that's showing people this.
No, good work there. So I think next thing is corner weight.
Yeah, we can just quickly weigh it and
See what we can do. Awesome. Nice one. Perfect. So sorry I didn't catch the end of the brand night where we did the weigh-in. Made a bit of a schoolboy error of only taking one GoPro battery when I should have taken 2 or 3. So yeah, the camera cut out towards the end there and I didn't get to show the results. But overall we saved about 80 kilograms off the LS. So yeah, pretty good considering all we did is change the doors, the boot lid, got rid of a bit of glass. But obviously there's tons more weight left that we can shed out of this thing, and we'll be doing so over the next few months. But now it's back to the proper job of changing the water pump out and getting it ready for round 2. So that's the old pump off. As you can see, it didn't take me very long. Benefit of having an LS, everything's just on the outside, nothing really that inboard, which is nice and easy. So we'll get those 2 gaskets off and we'll fit up the new one. So I've got the 2 pumps side by side now, new versus old. One of the other things that I'm going to be changing is the tensioner, automatic tensioner on this one. So it's done just as many hours as the actual pump, and the bearing is getting pretty wobbly on there as well, so I think it's definitely time we should be changing that one. So direct replacement here. Jason has also taken time to weld up the heater ports on there, so thank you very much Jason for that one. Don't need those, and we've got the new thermostat and housing at the back there, so we'll also be dropping that on. So soon will be as good as new. So that's it, water pump's on, tension is on, got the pipes back. Also, we'll see if Steve actually shows on the video where I was actually putting the serpentine belt on in record time. What do you reckon, Steve-o? So yeah, next thing is then just to fill it up with coolant, run her up and go up to temperature. So yeah, pretty close. So as I described in the intro, it's now time to put the new bolts in the prop shaft underneath. Got these nice new M12 10.9 bolts with nice big strong locking nuts on it as well, so we don't run into that issue again. Welcome to underneath the LSZ, slightly new perspective than normal. I don't have the tyre resting on my head, luckily that's a bit of perspective, so we have some bits of wood there. Anti-roll bar on the jack, keeping me nice and safe. Sorry it's so dirty under here, the pits at round 1 were anything but clean. Luckily the track wasn't so bad, but yeah, it's going to take a bit of cleaning to get this one ready. I think I'll have to be calling on Adele's help for that one. But whilst the rear of the car is up, I'm going to be making those anti-roll bar adjustments that I talked about in the intro. At the moment, you can see where the white line drop link is there. That's in the softest position at the moment, so we're going to be bumping that up one more just to make it slightly stiffer. I don't want to be going all the way to the front right now because I think that I want to be tuning it a little bit at a time instead of just making really rash changes. So we're going to be in nice high-speed corners, nice smooth transitions at Japfest on Silverstone. What's it, Bank Holiday weekend of May. So we'll try out then and hopefully get it ready for round 2. That's it, that's the change done. Hopefully that'll help us smooth out the transitions a little bit and stop us from spinning out quite so much, especially in the wet. Obviously if you want the white line drop links or the anti-roll bars or sway bars as they're sometimes known as, head over to Tarmac Sports and make sure you pick up your ones there. So now some of the major things like the water pump being done and bolting the prop on properly, etc. like that. is out of the way, we can actually focus on some of the smaller things that we didn't get a chance to do before round one. And one of those things is fitting these little things. These are the treadwear stickers that Tarmac Sports has sent through, hopefully just to add a little bit more style to the car and make it look a little bit more professional. So yeah, we'll be going through all these. Hopefully there should be something that says Tarmac Sports a few times in here. If you need any of these, you can get them directly from Chris at Tarmac. Also comes with the proper adhesive, and yeah, should make it look pretty cool. So here's the tyre, already rubbed it down with a strong mix of fairy liquid to try and get rid of a lot of the oils and stuff on here. Actually got the Tarmac Sports wording on here. I think it actually looks pretty cool. I think I've got the alignment about right. I purposefully spaced it down a bit from the edge because I know that my front arches do definitely come down over here, so I just want to make sure that these definitely sit nice and proud when they're on the car, and also they don't get scuffed off by the rubber arch when it's on there. So what I need to do now is take these letters off and actually scrub it down with some degreaser, and also probably trim off some of these little injection moulding things here. So I've got a sharp set of side cutters that I'll use to do that with. So the letters are all spaced out how I want them. I think now it's time for the tricky bit, which is gluing them all down. I really hope that I can get this right first time. If you see me stomping about and swearing a bit in the time lapse over the next couple of minutes, you'll know something went wrong. But I'm pretty sure we'll get this one sorted out. So fingers crossed, here goes. Well, here it is, the first wheel is all done. I think it looks pretty good in my opinion. Got the letters pretty well evenly spaced out and where they should be actually on the tyre itself. Tarmac Sports though seems to be quite a lot of individual letters, so I think in future I'm just going to be referring to them as TS, so then I can save a bit of time in the future, but can't wait to see what it looks like on the car now. So they've got the wheels back on the LSZ now. I think these treadwear stickers look absolutely awesome. Put a nice little professional edge on the car and look really cool obviously in the pictures and stuff over at Japfest, Teeside, and obviously BDC round 2, which is also at Teeside in June. So now it's time to do something a little bit away from the drifting. We're actually going to go and support my mate Carl and his fiancée Vicky in their wedding with the rest of the drift team. So yeah, look forward to the little montage on that one.
Okay then guys, let's give a big cheer as they come out. 1, 2, 3, go!
Yeah, this is not an extension. That's me. Hi. This is Stephen. Okay. Actually, want to find my light. Okay. Well, this carpet is actually bigger than our room. I think it's got space to do it. Seeing as it's the rival suite, I don't think I really want to get in there. And it's all going to be in the vlog as well. Well, the girls are testing out the bar. Well, this is all actually being recorded. Yeah, we better go. Why not?
What do you think of Carl's wedding?
Amazing.
Yay!
Get shifting.
Yeah, hey. Stream closer.
I get that now. I understand.
Bye.